Ferrari is facing a pivotal moment in the 2025 Formula One season. While the team entered the year with high hopes, it has been clear from the start that their SF25 car is struggling to meet expectations. After a chaotic weekend in China, Ferrari made a quiet change to the car, one that could significantly impact their season moving forward. On the surface, this change may seem like just another technical tweak, but behind the scenes, it's being treated as a panic move. This adjustment could make or break Ferrari's season as early as the Japanese Grand Prix. If they fail to address the issues with the SF25 in Japan, Ferrari may have to abandon the car entirely and shift focus elsewhere. What exactly is happening at Ferrari? Why are they so desperate to get things right before Suzuka? Let's break down everything that's been going on. After the Chinese Grand Prix, the cracks in Ferrari's season became even more evident. The weekend started with some promise, particularly when Lewis Hamilton won the sprint race, but it all came crashing down on Sunday. Both Ferrari drivers, Charles Leclerc and Hamilton, had disappointing finishes. Leclerc finished in 5th, while Hamilton, who started ahead, finished 6th. And just when it seemed like the weekend couldn't get any worse, both cars were disqualified. Leclerc's car was found to be underweight, while Hamilton's car had a technical infringement. These issues were not the result of some simple mistake. They were fundamental errors that should never have happened at a team like Ferrari. The disqualifications were a symbol of Ferrari's deeper problems. These were mistakes that you would expect from a backmarket team, not a team of Ferrari's caliber. The lack of attention to detail and poor decision-making has left fans frustrated, and rightfully so. To make matters worse, the issues with Ferrari's car are not just down to technical violations. There's also a deeper, more concerning problem with the car's design and overall handling. The SF25 car has been a strange machine so far this season. On the sprint weekends, when the car is light and has low fuel, it's fast, agile, and competitive. However, when the car is fully fueled for the Grand Prix, it becomes an entirely different beast. It loses grip, struggles with tire degradation, and lacks stability throughout the 305-kilometer race distance. It's as if Ferrari's car is optimized for short bursts of performance, but fails to deliver when it matters most. The SF25's rear-end instability has been a key problem for Ferrari. The team made several design changes to the car's rear end to improve weight distribution and suspension. These modifications were intended to make the car more stable, but they seem to have made things worse. The rear end of the SF25 is unstable, and the car's handling deteriorates as the fuel load increases. The team has acknowledged that the rear end is a mechanical issue, not an aerodynamic one, but they have yet to make the necessary changes to address this problem. The car's rear end is simply not coping with uneven surfaces or high loads, and until Ferrari resolves this, they will continue to struggle. The changes made to the SF25 in an attempt to fix these issues have been a source of concern. After the disappointing race in China, Ferrari introduced a new suspension setup, hoping to stabilize the rear end and improve overall handling. However, this modification might not survive the challenges presented by Suzuka's resurfaced and bumpy track. Suzuka is a technical, high-speed circuit with challenging corners and demanding conditions, and if Ferrari's new suspension setup isn't up to the task, the team could face another disaster. This isn't just a small tweak, it's a make-or-break moment for Ferrari, and this is where the panic sets in. The changes made to the car are being seen as a desperate attempt to fix the car's fundamental flaws, but there are doubts about whether these fixes will work. Ferrari has always been known for its engineering prowess, but this season they seem to be fumbling the basics. The rear-end instability is a ticking time bomb, and the team is hoping that their new suspension setup will somehow solve the problem. But without addressing the core issues, Ferrari might just be delaying the inevitable. If the car continues to perform poorly in Japan, they may have no choice but to abandon the SF25 project and start fresh. So what's really going on inside Ferrari? Why are they making these drastic changes to their car? The answer lies in the team's leadership and decision-making. Ferrari has the money, the resources, and the drivers, but they seem to be lacking the leadership and clear direction needed to make the car a consistent winner. The team is caught in a cycle of mistakes, poor decisions, and missed opportunities. The issues with the SF25 are not just technical, they are a symptom of a larger leadership problem within the team. At the heart of this issue is the fact that Ferrari seems to be more focused on protecting its image than actually fixing the problems with their car. They're still trying to keep up with the competition by making tweaks here and there, but these are nothing more than temporary fixes for much deeper issues. Let's take a look at the root cause of these problems. Ferrari is trying to modify its car without fully addressing its core design flaws. There's talk of tweaking the diffuser's keel, which could generate more downforce. However, this modification is highly dependent on getting the ride height just right. And that's a difficult task on a track as demanding as Suzuka. It sounds promising, but in reality, it may only work under perfect conditions that are rarely found in a race weekend. Ferrari is also trying to stiffen the setup of the car without changing any of the components. This approach is risky because, at times, the best solution is to replace parts rather than trying to patch up the existing ones. Ferrari's reluctance to make these more substantial changes is a sign of their unwillingness to fully commit to the car's development. If they keep trying to fix everything with just adjustments and setup changes, they might never get the results they're hoping for.